Blog Talk Radio.
Carol the Coach. Sex, love, and relationships. We talk about it here.
Carol the Coach. Compassion with contemporary relevance.
I am a psychotherapist. I can be your personal life coach, and I can help you with your issues. There are no problems too small or too big. You can talk about anything.
Speaker, columnist, radio TV host, and commentator. Carol the Coach brings messages of wellness and empowerment within reach of everyday people every day.
Almost 5 years ago, I lost my soulmate in an accident. He was killed in a plane crash. Life just, for me, has seemed to stop.
There are groups all over the city. I teach one. It is a specific way to start thinking so that you shift how you see the world, which then shifts your energy, and then you feel better and you actually see things differently.
Carol the Coach. Always available, too, at carolthecoach.com.
Now, I've got Russell on the line.
I'm 47 years old. I'm a truck driver. I'm married. I have a wife in San Francisco.
Okay.
I haven't been home in 6 months. My thing is, I don't know if I have a sex addiction or what the problem is. Why do I want what I can't have? And as soon as I can have it, I don't want it anymore.
You're right on target when you say, I don't know if I have a sexual addiction. Well, guess what? Yes, you do. And you know what? That's my specialty, Russell. So you're at the right place. Continue.
I meet women online, and I'm in a different part of the country. I travel all 48 states, so I love sex.
I hear self-esteem issues. You never felt good enough, and you didn't feel like you were getting what you should have then, and you're reenacting that now. Do you want to change that about yourself?
You get what you need.
Know that you do. You are in control of your life. But how do you do that? Well, you follow the 10 recovery tools. What are the 10 recovery tools? If you're an addict or if you're a partner and you want to know, is he working? Then what you have to do is you have to follow these 10 recovery tools. And if he's not doing these things, he probably isn't getting the biggest benefit from recovery. And you know that we all believe that to keep yourself safe, you've got to be able to maximize the recovery. And that means he needs to be exceeding many of the tools. So let's go over them real quick. They are: go to meetings. It matters not what meetings he goes to, but it's really important that he go to as many as his therapist wants him to. Now, you may say, okay, what if he doesn't have a therapist or a coach? He needs a coach. He needs a therapist. He needs professional help. And so that's something that the two of you are going to have to figure out. Who should you go to? Who understands sex addiction? Who understands partner betrayal? And the good news is, with ERCEM, Early Recovery Couples Empathy Model, you've got specialists that so understand both. They understand what a couple needs to heal, whether it's from the sex addict's perspective, whether it's from the partner's perspective, or whether it's from the coupleship as a whole. So go to meetings, have a mentor or a guide, do the book, whatever book supports the meetings he's going to. You know, again, it matters not whether it's The Living Truth, Men in the Battle, Brave Ones, Brave Hearts, SAA, Sex Addicts Anonymous, SA, Sexaholics Anonymous, or any other meeting that really designates skills for addicts. That's what these tools are about. Is he doing the internal work? That's so important. And is he creating a fellowship so that he can call somebody when he has urges and cravings? If you're an addict and you aren't doing those 5 things, you're not maximizing the help you could have for basically free. I mean, we all know that many of those programs, you just donate $1 or $2 every meeting. Now, on the other side is go to a CSAD, a certified sex addiction therapist for your individual work, an ERCEM therapist for the recovery couples empathy model for your couples work, and go to a sex addicts recovery, a therapy or coaching group. That's where you can crosstalk and you can find out what other men are doing to get healthy. The last three things are that you pray, meditate, or journal. That's actually one. You can do all three, or you can pick your favorite. Get accountability tools. Now, come on. That means Covenant Eyes. That means of any kind of software service that helps you not to make poor choices. Sometimes a GPS will help. If your wife and your family has 360, that's a nice choice. And last but not least, homographs can really help keep you on the right road. And we love that. You know, the truth is we want you reading about your brain. We know that this isn't a moral issue, although it certainly shows up as one. It's an issue of your brain, and you have to develop new neural pathways to get healthy. And when you do, when you develop those neural pathways, you're much more likely to get help. All right. Now, speaking of help, I had two ladies on the show today that are really refining what's out there, approaches that have been the most helpful. And they want to talk to you about the fact that they've integrated principles from Help Her Heal and Unleashing Your Power and Help Them Heal. And they've attended my ERCEM trainings, and so they put together this incredible workshop and have made it so affordable as well as accessible. I mean, the hours they have picked are hours that more than likely you and your wife could attend. If you're a partner listening to this show, I want you to key in to these dates because this workshop is coming up soon. And I want you to be able to sign right up for this affordable program. So I want to introduce two of my colleagues, two of my special friends, and welcome you to the show, Laura and Sherry. I am so happy to have you on as creators of these incredible resources. I just want to thank you for contributing to the world like you are. Ladies, I want you to tell our listening audience about some of the projects and the resources that you have for them out there. Laura, would you like to go first?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us today. So we are really just starting this ERCEM workshop, and then it will also kind of feed into our signature program that is kind of a longer process of walking you through. So the ERCEM workshop gives you all of the tools that you'll need in working that ERCEM, the Help Them Heal program, and then the signature program walks them through step by step, providing that group support and the individual support that is so important in healing.
Well, I get that. And Sherry, why is this work that you're promoting, you know, your program is different from other programs? How's it different?
Oh gosh, it's different in that it combines all three. It combines Help Them Heal. It combines Unleashing Your Power. It combines Help Her Heal. And what it does is we're doing this in a group setting with couples, and so we're going to alternate weeks. And 1 week we will take the couples through some principles of Help Them Heal. And on the alternating weeks, we will take the trade partners through Unleashing Your Power, and we will take the betrayers through Help Her Heal and learn some tools there. And then the next week they'll come back together and practice those. And it's just really powerful to do this in a group setting because that connection is so really important.
Oh, yeah, I know that. And certainly you are looking at this, ladies, as being so comprehensive. I mean, Laura, what do you think is or are the biggest roadblocks to healing for this population?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I think in the aftermath of a discovery betrayal, the betrayed partner feels really the inability to feel safe. She doesn't know if she can trust her partner. She doesn't know if she can trust herself. And that becomes a roadblock in her ability to heal if she doesn't feel safe. But there's also that other side with the betraying partner also has so much shame. Well, both partners actually can deal with that shame as well. But the betraying partner struggles to find the ability to feel empathy and to really see the impact of what his choices have made or has had on the relationship. And so I think the roadblocks really just become this, like, we both want this relationship to work. We both want this to heal and to move forward. But maybe the betrayed partner doesn't feel safe, doesn't know if she can lean in, and the betraying partner doesn't know if they can fix it. And so there's those roadblocks that need to be overcome, and that's kind of what this program is meant to do.
Well, you spoke about shame, and I also really believe in her efforts to keep herself safe. If he does make some movement in a positive direction, it's almost like she's afraid to believe it because she doesn't want to get duped again. And as if his shame weren't bad enough, he then gets the message that he just really needs to lean out and stop triggering her. And we are really working on spending time helping couples to realize that this is normal and natural and that they can get beyond that push-pull in the relationship, because it really is out of safety. You ladies and I have all been trained in APSATS, and that is a partner-sensitive training program that says safety and stabilization is the first thing that we as coaches and therapists need to work on, because if she can't feel safe, they're not going to be able to move ahead. So, Sherry, I'm wondering, Laura referenced empathy. Why do you think empathy is so important to this process?
Because she absolutely needs to feel like he understands the pain she's in. That is so crucial, because without that, she just feels like if he doesn't understand how I'm feeling, how bad this hurts, how will I know that he'll never do it again? And that's one of the biggest things that usually runs through her mind over and over again. And when he's unable to hold that space for her and to have that empathy, she just ends up feeling more isolated, more lonely, more hopeless and helpless to heal the relationship, because she doesn't feel heard or understood or validated.
Yeah, and I know that your workshop is going to be helping couples to learn how to hold that space no matter what the reaction, so that people aren't leaning out when they should be leaning in. And the power of a group is what I believe heals the most expediently. And so the fact that you're going to be offering this is just so amazing and so important. Now, I want to know, what inspired you ladies to create your signature program? Laura?
Go ahead, Sherry.
Sorry. So that connection piece was part of it. And the group support is really the best way to provide that connection, especially when you're dealing with addiction and trauma, because it can be so isolating and so lonely simply because of the nature of it. So having that connection with others who've been where you are and who, know what you're going through is so important. And what really inspired it is, I always try to think of what did I need when I was going through this. And so one of the biggest things was the right kind of help at the right time. And, I had clients who really struggle to find the right kind of couples help early on, because in the aftermath of betrayal, for women especially, they are desperate to heal the relationship right away. But usually it's too early for traditional couples work because, again, like we've been talking about, she's not feeling safe, and he lacks the empathy to provide that safety for her. Mm-hmm. So Laura and I wanted to be able to provide a safe environment that really bridges that gap between the discovery of betrayal and traditional couples counseling. Because not all couples counselors are betrayal trauma informed or partner sensitive, and that's not their fault. It's not their specialty. Mm-hmm. And when we're dealing with betrayed women and, who are experiencing PTSD and trauma and all the things that go along with that, they really need that specialized help. They need someone who's partner sensitive so they're not being re-traumatized all over again.
Yeah.
So, we'd much rather see couples in a program that we know would honor their individual experiences and serve each of them in the best possible way in order to create a really strong foundation for relational healing early on. And because that strong foundation is what will enable them to not only survive but thrive both individually and as a couple. So we saw a need for something like this, and we really wanted to fill that need. And then we started thinking, okay, how can we do this? And, initially we both read the Help Them Heal book. And as we read through that, we started thinking about, what this looks like when helping couples heal. And we started to see just, even with our own clients, that there's absolutely a need for individual healing. And there's also a need for couples healing. So that's really three pieces to the puzzle that need to heal, because he needs to heal, she needs to heal, and they need to heal. Mm-hmm. And they can't heal the relationship unless they're taking care of those other pieces. So Laura and I, we took the ERCEM training then, and that kind of inspired this idea because we realized that in order to get couples to where they're able to show empathy, they first have to address some of their own roadblocks, like, maybe with their inability to trust themselves or their inability to show empathy. So we kind of developed this program on the premise that, you can only trust others to the degree that you trust yourself, and you can only connect with others to the degree that you can connect with yourself first. So that needs to be incorporated and part of a couples recovery program.
Well, and I really feel like you hit the nail on the head because partners want to trust themselves, but they feel like they should have known. They should have seen this. They should have sensed it. So they don't trust their intuition anymore. And we all know that sex addiction or compulsive problematic sexual behavior disorder or betrayal like this is so secretive. There's no way a partner would have known until discovery. And so we do want to bring the partner back into a place where she can trust herself again, right?
Absolutely.
So, I always say when you know better, you do better. And ERCEM and Help Them Heal is based on the premise that couples need relational skills to develop a better sense of safety, and relationship skills so that they can communicate with each other and begin to work on the areas that has to rebuild itself if they're ever going to get to couples work. And I love that you ladies are really kind of standing on ERCEM's shoulders and refining the program even better. How did you two meet?
We actually worked together for a bit with a company that does betrayal trauma coaching, and that's really how we met. And then we just got to be good friends from there, and just found the ERCEM program and thought, oh, this is a missing piece in the couples recovery. So,
yes, if we have any counselors or coaches, we've got an ERCEM training coming up the last week of February. Go to my website, www.sexhelpwithcarolthecoach. It'll flip into Help Them Heal. Go to trainings and certifications and get into that early bird special because it's a very affordable 4-day training, and it really does help you to help couples. Because if you jump into couples counseling, you're doing it all wrong. They're not ready, as Sherry said, they're not ready for couples counseling. And Sherry, it sounds like you were there. You're a partner in post-traumatic growth, and this is what couples do. When they get healthier, they know better, and they say, you know what, I want to help on some level, in some way. So tell us about your website, if you will, so that our listening audience can go and look for this workshop and read about it and hopefully sign up.
So we have two things. We have a workshop that's coming up January 18th and 19th. It's a Thursday and Friday. It's 2 days, 3 hours each day from 6 to 9 Central Time each day. So that is really just a good comprehensive view of Help Them Heal. And I think that's a really great, it can be good standalone, and it's also a great start, an introduction to the signature program, which is longer. It's 20 weeks, 90 minutes a week, and there's just we're just slowing it down and going through all the tools and all the processes, and really giving the couple space to share and learn from one another, because we can teach and we can give examples and things like that, but a lot of the real benefit is in them learning from one another too.
I get that. And then you also, as a sideline, as if she's not busy enough, if they aren't busy enough, you offer, Sherry, a free support group for betrayed partners. It's actually a partner betrayal trauma community forum. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I started that, several months ago, just with some of my clients, just to give them a space to connect. We had, for my small groups that I do, I had WhatsApp groups and things like that, but I wanted to have a larger community too, where, I was part of a larger community forum when I first went through this, and it was so helpful because you can be struggling and have a question or just want to vent, and you can go post, and someone somewhere in the world is up at that hour and will usually answer. And I think even if you have a group, I really found the benefit in having just multiple places when I was really in the thick of it to reach out when no one, people didn't know what was going on. It's such a lonely space. And just to have somewhere that's safe to just share. So I started growing it recently. I had really just had my clients in it, and then recently I started growing it, and I'm hoping to have it grow into something, larger. And I'd love for it to just be a safe space for women in betrayal to connect and just support one another, because that is the most important thing that you need when you're going through this.
Well, I know, and what I can't say highly enough about you women is that you really are wanting to help couples based on that partner betrayal, and you're looking at all sorts of ways to do that. Now, well, what do you think is the most unique thing about your signature program?
I think what's really unique about this program, when we started looking at creating it, was really there's not another program that we could find that integrates both that individual and couples healing. Uh-huh. And like Sherry said earlier, if you don't trust yourself, if you're not connected with yourself, you can't connect with other people. So what makes this program unique is we really are trying to think of it from all aspects. We need that group support. We've got that part of our program. We need that individual healing. We've got that part of our program. We need that ability to develop empathy and be able to sit with others in their pain. We've got that as part of our program as well. And our hope is that by spreading it out over 20 weeks, that really gives people the opportunity to connect with themselves to connect with their partner and also to connect with a community of people that maybe in their own town they're not comfortable reaching out to people because this feels like a really personal and private matter that they don't want being spread. But having an online community gives you that support network. You're never going to run into them in the grocery store. You're never going to, have that awkward interaction with them. But having that so that when you're in a moment, you can reach out and I'm really struggling with this. What can I do? And what has worked for you? And I think that is really the benefit of a program like this.
Well, and both of you have so many credentials and so much experience with trauma. And so it's not like you read the book and you're just operating from the book. I mean, you both have very specific techniques when you see trauma to help the addict or the partner process that trauma. And trauma is so much a part of this work. So what I understand is you have the 2-day workshop. And what's that workshop called?
It's the Help Them Heal for Couples workshop.
Okay, and then you've got the signature program. Now, can you do the signature program without going to the workshop, or do they build on each other?
You absolutely can do one or the other. They are built to kind of stand alone. I think that sometimes we can feel really nervous about starting a 5-month commitment, right? So it's really helpful to have that workshop kind of to see this is all the tools that we need, right? And this is what we need to heal. And I don't want to walk this path alone. And that's where the signature program can come in.
So the workshop exposes you to the Help Them Heal concept and to the 3 phases of ERCEM, including safety and stabilization, anger, mourning, grief, and loss, and then post-traumatic growth, which is so important. We feel like you need to be exposed to that as quickly as you can. We want to give you hope as a couple that if you both want this, you can actually create something out of it that's positive. We know it probably doesn't feel like that right now, but that is down the road. Tell our listening audience what are the workshop dates, what are the times. You can't talk about money. That's the only thing you can't talk about. So
the workshop is, it's virtual on Zoom, Thursday and Friday, January 18th and 19th from 6 to 9 p.m. Central Time each day. And then the signature program is a 20-week program. We're going to be meeting Monday nights from 7 to 8:30 Central Time, 7 to 8:30 p.m. Central Time, beginning Monday, February 5th. And that will go through the end of June. And one thing, I know we can't talk about money, but we did, if couples register for the workshop and decide to take the signature program, we will apply, what did we say, Laura? We would apply half of the workshop fee. Half of the workshop cost, to the signature program.
Wow, you're a steal deal. I mean, you know that this takes work. We know that it takes both an addict 3 to 5 years to really develop that new neural pathway. And we know that for partner betrayal, it takes about 3 to 5 years to go from feeling safe and feeling like you see some positives out of this horrible, terrible ordeal. And in some ways they're aligned, but for different reasons. And your 20-week program and your 2-day workshop, not even 2 days, but 6 hours, really help to set the stage for the tools they need, the support they can have for the rest of their lives, actually, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, because this isn't just, we do these things and then we go back to the way it was, right? These are changes that we make in the way we relate, in the way we connect, and in the things we do.
Mm-hmm. So, is there anything that we have left out? Anything you think our listening audience needs to know about you two ladies, about the work you do, about the workshop, or about the signature program?
Wow, I'm trying to think, because I think we've pretty much covered a lot of this. I just want to say that we see you and we hear you, and we are very familiar with the pain that you're experiencing in the aftermath of betrayal, and we hope to help you gain the tools to heal.
Wow, that's great. And I've been so impressed with this community, this ERCEM community, because a lot of the professionals are betrayed partners, and they have this special heart for wanting to help addicts and wanting to help couples. And you would think that they could be bitter themselves, and they've been able to turn it around and say, we know this relationship can heal. We know that your addiction robbed you from integrity. We want to help you get it back. And so, ladies, I can't thank you enough for being such a contribution in this community, to this field, and really excited about the good work you're doing.
Thank you so much, Carol.
Yeah, absolutely. So one more time, the website is?
It is, sorry, I just had to, it's helpthemhealworkshop.com.
Yeah, she does know her workshop. She does know her website, but she has...
I had a technical glitch, so we have a different website, but I had to switch over. So for right now, it's helpthemhealworkshop.com.
Right, and you'll get to learn more about Sherry and Laura and the incredible work that they're offering. So, ladies, have a happy holidays, and gosh, if you're debating on this, I promise you, and you know, they say as a therapist and a coach, never make promises to your clients or your listeners. I promise you'll get better if you do this work together with Laura and Sherry. Thank you, ladies. Let's talk soon, okay?
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, obviously, really exciting. Wow. I guarantee you it's a steal deal all the way around. And they're really committed to making you feel safe. Now, just for the heck of it, I'm going to my appointment book, and I'm going to tell you I've got a couple exciting things going on. I've got a book study, and it's going to start in April. And you go to my website, www.sexhelpwithcarolthecoach, and I do believe we're going to start it in May. I wanted to get enough time to create that curriculum, as well as to be able to set up something that really makes a difference. I was wrong. It starts in April, and that would be April 2nd. It's from 3 to 4:30 Eastern Time. Hopefully that's before the kids get home. You and your spouse can go through this book with me. This is exciting. This has never happened, and I want to help you heal. So it's for 14 weeks, and it goes straight through. And, you know, if you have to miss a week, you have to miss a week. Maybe I can record it. And then again, I wanted to talk to you about ERCEM. We have so many professionals that listen to this show. And if you're thinking, I want to help couples heal, and I want to stabilize them, and I want to teach them the skills they'll need to communicate better, that is February 26th through the 29th. And it's an amazing program from 10 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. And you're going to get to work with me. And I'm going to teach you ERCEM, the Early Recovery Couples Empathy Model. You know, it's so exciting. I've got so many people that are reaching out, and they're going, Carol, I want ERCEM. And I'm like, I never would have thought in my wildest dreams that it would have gotten this popular. People all over the world are knowing that needs to come first. Those relationship skills, those empathy skills, and we need to help you not just with safety and stabilization, but we need to help you grieve and mourn what you had, what you thought you had, the vision you wanted for your relationship. And then we have to help you recreate a whole new marriage that's going to be bigger, better, stronger, and based on authenticity, transparency, and honesty. So I hope to see you one way or another. And have a happy holidays. And as I say at the end of every show, there'll only be one of you at all times. Fearlessly have the courage to be yourself. We'll talk to you probably after the new year with more sex help from Carol, the coach.